replica menorahs. So what kind of menorah are you making, Hannah?
So I'm gonna be making a Lego menorah because just why not? Legos are fun.
And I am going to be making a music notes with microphones, a menorah because I like music and singing.
So here's what you need. You're gonna need clay, any color you want. You are gonna need a mold or a piece of paper, or if you just wanna cut it out. So then you're gonna need some of these little things that you buy at the hardware store. Just bring a candle and then they'll tell you what size you need.
I have silver. So you also need, if you want, you have these tools. For me, you need toothpicks. And you have these wooden things that you put your menorahs on.
Yes, like the
So
base.
let's get started. So we already softened our clay, and we put it in the
microwave.
So with saran wrap because it works much better.
Yeah. So if you want, you can. If it's like really hard, you should put it in the microwave for 10 seconds at a time until it gets really soft.
So I'm going to show you how to make my microphone first, and then Hannah will show you how to make a Lego piece. So I have my microphone laying down here. I have a toothpick, and what you're basically going to do is put the toothpick through the paper. It can be dots. I don't want to do the lines because it could rip the paper and it shouldn't just go all funky, and when you do the dots, it's so much easier. So I'll be back when I'm like done with doing the dots.
So what I'm doing is ripping apart the pieces so they're about equal. And then you can choose to do marble, but I want to do like solid colors. So I have this Lego mold. And so all you have to do really is push it in and take off pieces if it doesn't fit. It's really easy with a mold because all you have to do is just put it in and squish it and you're done. Oh, and make sure, you might want to look at the back because as you see, if it was like really puffy, it would look kind of bad. So, and then I can like cut off the
You can always like this is just my idea. Maybe you can use the rolling pin to flatten it down after you've done everything.
That's smart.
So it's all flat.
Yeah. So I'm just filling it up.
Guys, I just finished doing it, so we're gonna take it off. So here it is. It has all the dots, and there it is, my perfect microphone. So now what you're gonna do is basically take the same toothpick and go on the lines and actually use a knife for this one. It's much easier. I'm gonna use this.
Now I am going on to, I just want to do the gold because or else it's going to harden, and it's like the middle one, so.
Guys, I'm taking it off, but after I'm going to take an actual knife because it didn't really cut it as smooth as I wanted to. So, or I'm going to just take a toothpick. I don't know. I'm going to try the toothpick first because it's tiny and it actually works. So you're just going to take your toothpick and take all that excess thing. And it really helps. And after you can just press your finger through it and it gets all the excess off. But this actually really helps, so I'm just gonna keep doing that. So now we are going to move on to the actual silver part. Wait, I'm going to pick it up to show you guys. The actual silver part of the microphone. So I have this silver clay, and I'm just going to roll it into a ball.
And this is super hard. Okay, so I'll be back because I'm putting my clay in the microwave because it really gets hard fast.
So guys, I feel like I'm going to cut this in just like a little bit because I feel like that would be too much. Because the microphone's not as big as I thought it would be, but I like the size. So we're just gonna do your normal ball rolling. Guys, the reason why we're making it actual like supposed to be able to stand is because you know shamashes, they are supposed to be taller. So this is gonna be where my shamash is, so it's gonna be taller.
So
No, I'm just gonna flatten it down so I can fit its size.
something that definitely keeps it soft if you wrap it like this. Just wrap it. I'm gonna use that's the one that I microwave. So just wrap it and it'll keep it warmer than it is right now, but it'll just warm.
So guys, I'm sort of trying to hide that black by just using my finger and scraping it down. You see how that technique worked? I'm just gonna flip it. And like it sort of just makes it look like a microphone more than just like having it black on the bottom because like, yeah. Guys, look. I'm gonna do my details after I get all my thing, but look how good it's looking. So I'm gonna just do my notes and then I'm gonna go with details later because I don't want the clay all to dry up. So I have these notes, which I'm gonna do the same process of repeating. We're back and I finished cutting out. It took like 2 tries to get it how I want it to be, but I also rolled out some strands of colors because I have a design I'm aiming for and there's like lines here, but like I'm gonna do it a little differently. But like how I'm gonna do it is I have this piece of wax paper and my wood, and I'm gonna be taking this out, put it on where I want it to be, and taking these strings and cut it so it fits the size so it looks really cool. So I'll be doing that.
So what I'm doing, I've already filled these, and also we figured out that what Lyla's doing, so that you can't put it on from our ones last 2 years ago, that you have to glue it on after it's baked. So make sure you don't put it on before it's baked.
So these are the ones from 2 years ago. I have an art palette. The reason why I'm doing a new one is because I'm into music a little more, but I have a brush and just an art palette.
This is my old guitar one. I made it purple because I literally have a purple guitar. It's like identical.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
So we are gonna get started. So basically what I'm gonna do is my microphone goes on the side because that's how I wanted it to be. So I did my details on the microphone. And I think I'm gonna make it like, I want it to have some movement. So I'm gonna make it diagonal like this.
Now I'm gonna start taking them out. I'm gonna start with the blue ones because they've been in here the longest. So they're probably the most like, wow. That looks awesome. Oh, and I recommend leaving it in for a little, like more than an hour, because the more you leave it in, the more it takes shape, like you can see. Because if you leave it in for 5 minutes, it'll look
like really clumpy.
Yeah, it won't look good.
Should I do it in the middle? I'm not really sure now. I'm gonna try in the middle because as you can see, I have that model right there and I'm really liking how they did it.
Where does it like this? Remember, put them on the tray one by one because they can get all clumped if you put them like all together. And I'm gonna make 2 for each one, and you want to spread them apart because sometimes they could bump into each other. Okay, so those are my colors so far, and now I'm on to my last color, which I really, really like.
So guys, I'm really liking the middle much better. It just looks all cohesive, which is really good. It just works together more.
I'm gonna move them over because Lyla needs some space, of course.
So guys, I'm just gonna tell you a trick with this. I would say if you're putting the thing on, start this way. Start with the end part that you already has the cut off on the shape. And then when you have like this design that you like, cut it like I'm doing right now. And I am doing this yellow color first. So I am putting it through this little hole. So that is gonna be tough, but we are gonna do it. So guys, it's looking really good so far.
So now once Lila's done, we are gonna bake it for 20 minutes
At 250 degrees.
That looks super cool.
So this might take a while.
So I realized that we should actually like place where you want to put it before, because once it's baked, it's going to be really hard. So I really recommend doing what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to place it how I was going to place it, and then just put this in. And push it. This will make it a lot easier. And see there, it makes little holes, so once it's baked, I can just put it in there once it's clipped.
So I finished my design. This is it. I'm not gonna pick it up because I don't want to break it, but I could pick it up and tilt it just a little. So we are gonna slide it off. So how I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna go like this because I feel like that's a really good way. And we are gonna fix it so it fits well.
Yeah, like that.
So our mom's gonna put it on the oven and we'll be back to glue and make it together. Final. We finished letting it bake. We're all cooled down and I am putting glue on my wooden heart all over. So I had to actually put it on, and I'm gonna spread it out with a brush because then my mom is gonna help me transfer the menorah to the surface.
So I'm gonna start like figuring out how I want it.
This is hard.
Now I'm just gluing a bunch of different shapes. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do with the shamash yet, but this is what one half of mine looks like. It's kind of backwards, so I can't really twist it or else it's gonna, so I'm just gonna copy this one because I want it to be like parallel. Okay, I'm just gonna place it to see where like my spacings are gonna be, because you might want to do that so you know how much space you have, so that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna start gluing.
So I'm just pressing down on mine and I'm gonna attack these middle things. But first I wanna show you how I made this one. So what I did is I rolled out a big thick piece of white clay, and then I used the same paper and I cut this out, but with like a bigger tool. And then I used cookie cutters and rainbow colors of hearts to make, cut out these hearts, and this one's just with 2 of those hearts for the shema, and then I just added those candle holders, I'm gonna call them. So for me, it's actually, we translated it nice and safety. So I'm gonna start with the shema because it's the tallest and it's the most dry. So I'm using a glue, and we're gonna open it. I don't know if it's already open.
That's okay.
Now I'm just gonna put it on there really quick. I marked it because it's easier if you mark it. And then I'm just gonna place it, put my palm on it, and just leave it there because it dries dries clear. So we're just gonna keep doing that. And we transferred it safely, and I'm so happy. It's all how it's supposed to be, but make sure keep on pressing it. I just want to tell you guys, you don't have to do any of the 4 that we showed you, my singing one, the Lego one, the guitar, or the paint palette. You can just make it what you like, your hobby, like gymnastics, volleyball, football, baseball, everything. Even if you like dressing up, you can draw like princess. Like menorahs can be anything you want them to be.
Yeah, that's the great thing about them.
Oh guys, before I keep finished, I just want to say, as soon as we finished on what's it called, gluing the candle holders, you have to let it dry for a whole entire day to make sure it's all nice and glued.
Yeah.
And don't touch it.
Yeah, don't touch it at all.
We finished! I was singing because my singing one. So we're gonna show you mine. So my music notes and this white stuff is gonna dry clear once we let it dry for 24 hours.
And then there's my Legos, and the white stuff is obviously gonna dry. It's gonna look the same. So thank you all for watching.
And make sure you try this at home and watch all the other JCC videos. Happy Hanukkah!
Bye!